Hi, this is Munson with Munson Music, and we're going to talk about how you can play a song called Roller Coaster by Bryan. And we end up cabling this on first fret to kind of match the recording, but we'll walk through a couple things in reposition just in case you don't have a capo. And it starts out with this cool little recurring riff in the intro where you can play open G, third fret on the B, third fret on the high E string, back to third on the B. So I'm kind of doing that as a little mini bar, kind of that 0, 3, 3, 3. And then you can kind of take third finger to get the fifth fret on the high E string, and then back to the B string third, and then kind of lift the 3 to go back to the third on the high E, third on the B. So kind of that 0, 3, 3, 3, 5, 3, 3, 3, 0, 3, 3, 3, 5, 3, 3, 3. Now the bass line that kind of happens through that intro part too kind of matches our verse in a lot of ways. And you'll kind of hear the low E string on the third fret G note, and then go to second fret on the low E for an F sharp, and then open E, and then third fret on the A string. So you kind of hear this cool little descending bass line around that lick, kind of a G or third fret on the low E, da 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 2 for that sharp, open E, and then third fret on the A for a C note. It's kind of that bass line. And if you wanted to, you could almost kind of put those together. I'm kind of working this as a hybrid picking idea, but you could try this fingerstyle too, where you could do third on the low E, second finger on the B, third fret, third finger on the high E third fret, to kind of set up your fingers to kind of follow that bass line. And you could kind of use your pinky to get that fifth fret lick in there. So I'm kind of starting with the low E string third, and then going into the 3, 3, 3, 5, 3, 3, 3 lick that you kind of hear. So I got a G in the bass, another G, and I got the F sharp note, kind of putting those together. So we want to experiment with that. That could be a really cool way to kind of intro the tune, just kind of working around that lick. And then we got that third fret on the A for the C note. Now another way to kind of work it though is to kind of follow it, just kind of thinking chords. And we start on a G major chord. And normally you do this first finger on the A second, second finger on the low E third, and third finger on the high E third. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord, and it sounds really happy. Now you may also dig on putting the third finger on the B third, pinky on the high E third, kind of working that for your G. And then from the G, we've been going to a D major chord. And normally you do this first finger on the G second, second finger on the high E second, third finger on the B third. And if you strum the D string to the high E string, the beautiful sounds of D major. Now around D's a general it can be cool to lift the second finger. Why is it dangerous finger to lift? It makes a D sus2. Or you could add in the pinky on the high E third for a D suspended chord to kind of say some things around that. Or you'll definitely hear in the bass part on that F sharp note. So you can even take your thumb and add it in on the low E second fret for something called D/F sharp, or D major with an F sharp note in the bass. Or you could readjust your fingers for that chord by doing first finger on the low E second, second finger on the G second, third finger on the high E second, pinky on the B string third. Kind of an interesting, strange manipulation of the hand. But that's another way to work D/F sharp. Or you could use a D sus/F sharp by doing first finger on the low E second, second finger on the G second, third finger on the B third, pinky on the high E third. Kind of working that for your D, so you're covering that bass note. And then from there we go to an E minor chord. I normally do this first finger on the A second, second finger on the D second. If you strum all those together, the sad sounds of E minor. Now you may also want to add in third finger on the B third, pinky on the high third. I think that E minor 7 is very groovy, cool sound. And then from the E minor we can go into a C major chord. I normally do this first finger on the B first fret, second finger on the D second, third finger on the A string third. And if you strum the A string to the high E string, it sounds a C major chord and it sounds really happy. Now you may also dig on lifting the first finger, C major 7, kind of groovy sound. Or you can put the pinky in on the B string third for C major 9, and say some things on the C. Or another way to play C major 9. We'll be doing first finger on the D on the second fret, second finger on the A third, third finger on the B third, pinky on the high E third. Kind of working that for your C major 9. And that may make that change a little bit easier, kind of working that G and more G. And I'm kind of doing an 8 down count if you kind of dig on that. And then we got kind of a D/F sharp, E minor, E minor 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, C. Kind of dig on that. Or one of my favorite strum patterns for a 4/4 like this is down, down, up, up, down, up. So we took the G and just tried that a lot. You have down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down. So we tried that through our verse. We have G, D slash F sharp, E minor, C, and on our verse we repeat that twice. And a cool variation actually could be a down, up, down, up. Our chorus progression. And on our chorus, we start on the G major, and we do some more G, and we do more of kind of a straight ahead D major, and then more D, but then we go to a B minor chord. And there's a couple different ways you could kind of approach this. Normally you do the 2nd fret bar, 2nd finger on the B 3rd, 3rd finger on the D 4th fret, pinky on the G 4th fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a B minor chord, and it sounds really sad. Now you may also dig on lifting off the pinky and making that a B minor 7, or another way to play B minor 7. We'll be doing 1st finger on the A 2nd, 2nd finger on the G 2nd, 3rd finger on the high E 2nd. It's kind of another option. Or if you're digging on the G major and the C major non-voices, you can do 1st finger on the A 2nd, 2nd finger on the G 2nd, 3rd finger on the B 3rd, pinky on the high E 3rd. Might be kind of a cool option for that. Or if you want to make it really heavy on that part, you can even use a B5 power chord by doing 1st finger on the A 2nd, 3rd finger on the D 4th fret, kind of working that for the B major. And then from the B, we'd be going back to our C major chord at the very end, kind of our chorus. So all the way through that chorus, we have kind of a G. Oh, and we do that twice, and then we go to an A minor chord, and then we play A minor. 1st finger goes to the B on the 1st fret. 2nd finger on the D 2nd, 3rd finger on the G 2nd, and if you strum all those together, that sounds an A minor chord, and it sounds really, really sad. And around A minors in general, it can be kind of cool to lift the 1st finger, and then an A suspended 2nd, or you add in the pinky on the B 3rd for an A sus, and kind of say some things around the chord. Or you lift the 3rd finger, and then A minor 7, or you could add in the pinky on the high 3rd for an A minor 7, or you could use an A 7 sus by doing 1st finger on the D 2nd, 2nd finger on the G 2nd, 3rd finger on the B 3rd, pinky on the high 3rd, kind of working that for your so maybe on that too. So all the way through our chorus, or 1st chorus, we got our G, and then more G, and then our D, more D, and our B minor, C, C, G, our G chords at the very, very end. And then we'll basically be repeating our verse, repeating our chorus, and then going into our bridge part that kind of mixes up a couple of the chords that we were talking about, kind of working the E minor, C, and then an A minor to a D chord through the bridge. So now the weird part is to play along with Bryan, though, instead of starting on a G major chord, he's starting on an A flat major chord. So to play along with the recording, what you want to do is take a capo, and you put the capo on 1st fret, and now your G, flat major, and your D is really an E flat major, and your E minor is really an F minor, and your C is really a D flat major, and your A minor is really an E flat minor, and the B minor is really a C minor chord. But to take from the very beginning, you may want to work off of that intro lick, actually kind of working that G idea, the D slash F sharp. Then we'll be going into our 1st verse. So we have our G, D slash F sharp, E minor, C, G, D slash F sharp. have our G. Then we'll be going into our next verse. Now, one other thing I think about adding to the song though is bass notes. And a lot of times on that first down, up the down, down, up, down, you can throw in a bass before the chord. So on the G you'd have low E for the bass. On the D you'd have the D for the bass. Unless you're doing the D slash F sharp, in which case you have low E for the bass. So you have E minor, it's got a low E bass. On the C you'd have the A for the bass. On the B minor you'd have the A for the bass. And on the A minor you'd have the A for the bass. Verse with bass notes, you could work it off of bass down, up, down, up. Or if you're kind of digging on that variation, you could work it off of bass up, down, down. So you have G, D slash F sharp, E minor, C, G with low E bass. Chorus. So we tried that with basses. You have the G, G, D, C, try that through the bridge. E minor, C, E minor, D. Mix it up a little bit. And then from there, we'll be going into our last verse chorus. So our G. That's the basics of how you get strung through Roller Coaster by Bryan. So, good luck.